Thanks for tuning into the BoshNRoll channel. Liking the video and subscribing to the channel are free and easy for you, and they help me out a lot. If you want to go further with your support, Patreon and YouTube membership offer access to the BoshNRoll Discord community, early access to lists, written content, things like that. You can have me play your deck on the channel, and the highest tiers come with individual coaching sessions. If you use YouTube membership, you also get sweet badges and emotes integrated here into YouTube. You can support the channel while you shop at tcgplayer.com by using my affiliate link in the video description, and you can play any deck anytime by using a cardhoarder.com loan account on Magic Online. If you want to wear your support, check out the merch store. And of course, thanks for being here. Now let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today we are playing Legacy, and we are playing one of my favorite decks. This is Dark Bant. This deck is brought to you by Patreon subscriber Hunter. Hunter is a diehard Bug player. Bug Loam is Hunter's deck of choice. And the last couple months, Hunter has branched out into 4-color piles. Last month, I played a different 4-color control variant with Loam. Now, I'm playing actual factual Dark Bant. Hunter was just like, play whatever list of Dark Bant you think is good. And I am playing the exact list that Pokemoki played against me in the $500 challenge, where I walked away with $0 because Dark Bant is awesome, and Pokemoki took all of the money from me in that challenge. I know I just spoiled the video, but the gameplay is still good. Go check it out. Dark Bant basically is the Bant shell going into a 4th color for Witherbloom Command and Baleful Strix. Raven's Crime is here too to lock out an endgame with Life from the Loam. And you get some powerful sideboard cards in Plague Engineer, and technically, Leyline of the Void is a black card, and Pernicious Deed. Just a pretty light black splash, but it does a lot of work. Witherbloom Command cleans up a lot of random BS you're going to play against, like killing Aether Vial, Sylvan Library, Chalice of the Void, all that sort of stuff, while also usually helping you hit a land drop or picking off a small creature along the way. Baleful Strix, just a phenomenal value piece in the Delver puzzle, where we're trying to solve Delver and how to beat that deck. Lots of great interaction in this deck. We've got 5 forces plus Mystical Dispute. Main deck Dress Down, 2 endurances. Narset is a beating. Teferi is a beating. Of course, Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath, is here. This deck is a machine at hitting its land drops. It's a machine at pulling ahead on resources. 2-for-1s all over the place here. And just a value engine. This was my deck of choice in Legacy until Jeskai got popular, and Jeskai backed by Blood Moon made this deck a pretty big liability, because the versions of the deck that we were playing a couple months ago had 0 basics in them. Then we added a mountain, LOL, I was still thinking of Blood Moon, added an island, which gives you Hydroblast to fight Blood Moon, and Pokemoki had the brilliant innovation of adding up planes to the sideboard too. You don't really want basic planes in your main deck because there aren't that many white pips in the deck, but if you're expecting Blood Moon or Wasteland, having a basic planes in the mix, it lets you insulate your white mana, which is your removal color, against Delver, which is an aggressive Wasteland deck. It also gives you basic planes, basic island, and any of these mountains under Blood Moon to still cast Prismatic Ending and exile the moon. We were doing crazy stuff like playing Beseiju Who Endures, or all these weird answers to Blood Moon that just weren't very good and warped the deck more than they helped. But just adding this 1 extra basic planes to the sideboard goes a long way towards fighting that fight. Blood Moon has also kind of fallen off in the months since then. People have realized that Jeskai actually isn't good against Delver like people thought it was, and 4-color Bant got a lot less popular. And Jeskai just doesn't have much of a home. That which helps unlock this deck. I'll talk real quick about the bold choices here. We have Tamiyo, Collector of Tales. 4-mana Planeswalker, starts at 5 loyalty, holy guacamole. Spells and abilities your opponent control can't cause you to discard cards or sacrifice permanents. That doesn't come up often, but when it does, it's huge. Plus, choose a non-land card name, reveal the top 4 cards of your library, put all cards with the chosen name from among them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. Fueling your graveyard is huge in this deck. Witherbloom Command buys back lands from the graveyard. Uro eats from the graveyard. Life from the Loam fuels from the graveyard. Raven's Crime fuels from the graveyard. This is a big graveyard deck. and you have endurances to make sure you don't deck yourself. So mid-game situations, you may start plussing Tamiyo, naming endurance, which is going to dump the Uros and Loams and Crimes and whatever into your graveyard. And if you hit an endurance, you get to put it in your hand to tuck your graveyard if you're ever worried about decking yourself. Really cool there. And the -3, return target card from your graveyard to your hand, just straight up regrowth. There's 1 Teferi in this deck. There's 2 Baleful Strix. There's 1 Dress Down. Like, if you use your 1 copy of a good card already, bam, just pick it back up. Tamiyo is really impressive in the league that I played against Pokemoki with this deck. I have not played a single game with her in the list yet, but I'm excited to try it. The other one, also from War of the Spark, we got Nissa, who shakes the world, in the sideboard. This used to be Paradox Zone, but the printing of Bosh'nu made Paradox Zone a lot worse. Basically, what we wanted here was a repeatable threat that dodges Pyroblast and commonly played removal. Paradox Zone checked all those boxes until Bosh'nu entered the format, and then it became a very easy to remove thing. Nissa, you need to get your Prismatic Ending up to 5 to counter this. You can't Pyroblast it, can't Hydroblast it, can't Flusterstorm it, can't Swords to Plowshares it. Just, it's not, I think it is less good than Paradox Zone. As like, if either permanent could stick and just go, I would rather Paradox Zone, but you have to respect the removal that is getting played, and Nissa is in the deck for that reason. This is going to be some grindy control Magic the Gathering. Hunter, thank you for asking me to play this. Pokemoki, thanks for the list. Let's jump in. I am on the play in round 1 against a member of my Discord, Extendo Hugs. What's up, Extendo? I'm going to keep this hand. It's got my various colors of mana. It's going to hit a land drop. It can interact with Witherbloom Command or Prismatic Ending. Wish I had a blue card for this Force Negation, but you can't get everything. Extendo Hugs is the person who submitted Wild Pair Nickfit to my channel a while back. Let's see if that's what's going on today. I don't know how I feel about Wild Pair Nickfit. Let's see if it's true. I don't believe Unclaimed Territory was in that deck, at least not last time I touched it. Insect. They're vile. Okay, this is exactly the type of card that Witherbloom Command is in the deck for. What insect is in Magic the Gathering? Or is in Legacy specifically? Oof. Okay, target player mills 3 and you return a land card from your graveyard to your hand, and destroy target permanent with mana value 2 or less. I'm going to save the Prismatic Ending for possible creatures in the future. It's milled over one of my endurances. Feels bad, man. I'm such a casual. I'm always like planning for endurance to loot my deck, even though I don't know if that's a reasonable thing to need to play towards. It's mostly not. Unsettled Mariner. Okay, I can exile this with Prismatic Ending. Not sure what I'm worried about yet. Is it Grist? Oh, devastating. I'm going to Wasteland the Unclaimed Territory and pay the 1 for Mariner and see how that goes for me, because that turns off Reflecting Pool. They're going to need another 5-color land to even cast any spells at all. Reflecting Pool literally makes no mana without another land in play. I think going for that KO swing is worth the 2 life if they just like play a land and attack with Mariner rather than removing Mariner right away. Alright, bummer. Alright, immediately unlock the lands, but it's cool. Oh, are we playing Dwarf combo? Interesting. Alright, that's a lot of Moth Dust Changelings. I'm going to save my Force of Will for the Magda, though. Okay, Dress Down. Not mad about that. All right, I'm going to Prismatic Ending the Mariner. White, blue, 2 colors, pay the Troll Toll. Get rid of that. I got Force of Will chilling, ready to clip the Magda. Okay, this is another deck that I played on the channel, the Dwarf combo. And they do have the full Grist situation going here. All right, I will force Grist. I'm worried about Magda, but Dress Down can buy me a turn against her. And I can Mystic Sanctuary Swords to Plowshares to the top of my deck. Oh wow, that's really fucked, actually. I can make them Hellbent. Okay. I'm going to fetch. I lose my Mystic Sanctuary if I do this, but I think that's okay. Loam's in my deck somewhere. They have to fetch Underground Sea. So Raven's Crime. I think getting my opponent Hellbent is worth this. Oh, Pyre of Heroes. Retrace Raven's Crime, discarding Mystic Sanctuary. Dwarven Recruiter in the bin. Okay. Let's see how they recover from this, because I'm pretty set up on Urza Saga. Rough. Okay. Grist is kind of brutal. It just keeps the hits coming. I was just ready to clean up on Urza Saga and don't get to do that. Right now I'm going to need some help. That's not bad, but nor is it good. I'm in some trouble to Grist in the future. Grist is about to go Super Saiyan starting next turn. There's not that many creatures in the graveyard. Grist has a fireball mode. Each opponent loses life equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard. The combo here, by the way, is Dwarven Recruiter. Search your library for any number of dwarves, reveal them, put them on top of your library in any order. All these changelings are also dwarves. So Grist can basically mill. Like if you, and they're also insects. So if you plus Grist, put a 1/1 insect into play. If an insect card was milled this way, put a loyalty counter on Grist and repeat the process. It's like a 1-turn fireball, basically. This Relic of Progenitus is certainly a card that is in their deck. And I'm going to dress down now rather than in the end step. Because if I draw Uro or Baleful Strix, I actually want the trigger to occur. Force of Will, okay. Dress down dies. That's a lot of plows. Yeah, this is getting awkward. That 1-turn window to draw Grist really paid out. I need to remove Grist before I'm dead to it. How many creatures in the graveyard? There's 2. Guess I am required to plow this thing to buy a turn on the clock here. Very excited to board in Plague Engineer here. Just name literally any creature type. I guess you name Insect is the correct one. But any creature type is devastating. Okay, they pop their Relic. That cleans out the Raven's Crime. Brainstorm, save me. That's not it. Okay. To the sideboard we go. Pernicious Deed is coming in. Plague Engineer is coming in. Does Dress Down matter? I guess dressing down a Dwarven Recruiter is a pretty big game. Force of Negation and Mystical Dispute, less good. Leyline of the Void's actually pretty big. They do use their graveyard as a pretty significant part of their life. Though, that just stops Grist from going ultimate. It doesn't stop Grist from existing or making a million tokens. I think I do not want Leyline. I think I'm going to shave a Force of Will as well. Nope. Grist is too important. But if they have Cavern, can't counter Grist anyway. Swords to Plowshares is a little awkward because it's like the best card if I'm stable versus Grist and completely useless if they're Gristing. Tamiyo's kind of medium, but she can really dig for Plague Engineer or Deed. Teferi doesn't matter a whole lot in the matchup. It can set up Crime Lock. Alright, I am going to shave a Force of Will and bring in Swords to Plowshares. This is my plan. This is not a keepable hand, unfortunately. And I guess Land Plow Brainstorm isn't the worst. This deck does play a lot of lands. Alright, I've changed my mind. I'm in. I don't believe this deck has Wasteland in it, and let's hope that's true. Undergo. Here's the Cavern. Glad I cut counterspells. Vial. Ugh. I have Prismatic Ending. It's fine. Come on, land. Alright, we got there immediately. No sweat. Prismatic Ending, the Vial, and might as well Raven's Crime. Start to clear out the resources. Pyre of Heroes hits the graveyard. Magda, right away this game. I have the Plow. I'm ready. I'm gonna Brainstorm using my black mana. Oh no, not like this. Okay, Endurance and Pernicious Deed go back. Plow the Magda immediately. Land drop missed. Bad news bears. Whether I cast Baleful Strix, oh yeah, that was lucky. Finding a target for Force of Will when they have Cavern of Souls in play. Very excited about that. Oh, less excited that they had multiple. I think I'm going to spend a turn Baleful Strixing. It's going to draw Endurance, which I can't play right now, but it clears the Brainstorm cards. I get to see 4 new cards next turn instead of just 3, or just 2 if I had Brainstormed this turn. It's always tough to be stuck on lands in a deck that is designed to hit land drops. There's the Pyre. Pyre reads 2 tap, sacrifice a creature, search your library for a creature card that shares a creature type with that creature and has mana value equal to 1 plus that creature's mana value. Put it on the battlefield, activate as a sorcery. So that can turn a 2-drop dwarf into a bigger dwarf. Okay. I'm going to ponder first, because I can shuffle it if I don't like it. Turns out I like it a lot. Do not shuffle the library. Play Polluted Delta. I'm not going to attack with Strix. There's a chance I might need to block. Pernicious Deed is going to mop up Urza's Saga, anything that comes out of Saga, and the Aether Vial this turn. I can Brainstorm to turn Endurance into Uro in my hand if I think I want Uro. Probably do. You just always want Uro, right? Or I could just shuffle away Uro and get a full Brainstorm in the near future. I'm going to Brainstorm. Endurance isn't doing a whole lot, and Uro is a game winner. Put back Endurance and Polluted Delta. Untap and fetch. Just fetching with my mana up in case they do something. I want to at least represent that I can fight it, even if I can't. Get Tropical Island. Draw for turn. Towards the Plowshare is not bad. Pernicious Deed. Black, green, colorless. I'm going to pass the turn. I'll know right now if they have a 2-drop to put in. And have that. We're going to go to your turn. I'm going to deed for 1 in the upkeep if they don't vial, and I'll deed for 1 in the end step if they do, and just accept that Pyre of Heroes is going to be bad for me. Would rather deed for 2. Maybe I can just be patient. Is that possible? If that's the right play? No, I can't let vial get up to 3. I'm going to deed for 1 right now. This also stops the Saga from searching. Because deed will destroy the construct, the Saga itself, because deed doesn't say non-land. It says artifact, creature, enchantment, and Saga is an enchantment. Vial gets swept up in this. Didn't have a 2-drop in the end step. Be surprised if they have one now. Oh, Mass Vandal, that's fun. Okay, that's... Oh, there's no creatures to exile right now, though. Right, they can Pyre the Masked Vandal into a Recruiter this turn. That sucks. Yeah, Masked Vandal just as a 1/3 creature. That's why they didn't violet it in the end step, because it didn't really do anything good. But this Pyre could be a problem. Yeah, here it comes. Is it Recruiter time? Or is it Grist? What are we doing? How does this happen? Alright, just grabbing Grist. Fair enough. Endurance. Yeah, I knew that was there. Did I know that was there? No, I shuffled. I didn't know that was there. I can Endurance my opponent. Right, I'm going to tag Grist. And then I think I'd rather Endurance and Plow to push damage than cast Uro this turn. They've missed on insects every time, even though the deck has a lot of them in there. Oh, right. You can turn any token into any changeling, or any 1-drop changeling here. Work your way back up the dwarf pile. So I guess I gotta hope they attacked with insect this turn. That attack, I think, was a little reckless, given that I'm an endurance deck. But I'm happy to punish. I am going to target them. They do care about their graveyard. Block. End step, Swords to Plowshares. Attack, kill Grist. Starting to work towards stability here. Do have to respect my clock. Dark Bant is famously bad at winning the game in a reasonable time period. I can fetch Mystic Sanctuary, rebuy a spell, or I can Uro, see what happens. I'm going to remove the Pyre, actually. I'm a little worried about that card. Mystic Sanctuary, get back Prismatic Ending. Yes, put it on top. And then blue, green, colorless. Here's Uro, who draws Mystic Sanctuary. Or who draws Prismatic Ending, what is put there by Mystic Sanctuary. And Blue, white. Get rid of your pyre. I have 5 cards in hand. I am threatening Uro. There's a Grist. Not too bad right now. Do you have Graveyard Hate? Okay. Uro, arrive immediately, please. Blue, blue, green, green. Exiling lands, Force of Will. Too many Swords of Plowshares. Love Pernicious Deed. Guess I can live without all my brainstorms. Here's Uro. Put this land into play. And they have the choice to chump block and lose their insect or let another Grist die. I think putting that land into play was better than casting Raven's Crime, though maybe it's close, and I'm willing to believe I made the wrong choice. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, I'm dead next turn. I can still draw a Plague Engineer. Yeah, they really did set that up the whole time. Yeah, so Grist activates, mills a zillion cards, and I gotta rip Plague Engineer, put it on Insect, and I probably still lose to Grist next turn. Oh, this is bad. 15 cards in the exile zone, so Grist is gonna get 15 insects. Here they are, all of the changelings in the deck. They're now in the graveyard. Grist is at 19. We're having a good time over here. I will have a pretty large life total to work with, but at least that's going on. Plague Engineer. Plague Engineer. Shit. Alright, Uro. Draw Plague Engineer. Attack. Attacking Grist even matter? I'm going to attack my opponent. And does any of this matter? Now, if Uro misses, I just lose. So I need to either stabilize the board or answer Grist. That Wasteland is a turn too late. The Recruiter is dead. Okay, I can play the other Uro. Blue, green. I don't think Wasteland's going to help me at this point. I'm going to use that as my colorless. Different Uro. Keep the original one. Come on, Prismatic Ending. Dress Down a little late to the party here. Yeah, Dress Down doesn't help because Grist is currently a creature, or not a creature. And I can escape Uro. I guess I can Dress Down and I'll still have 3 mana. Alright, I need to hit exactly Prismatic Ending right now. Ending. Tilt. Alright, now I'm dead. That was a cool game. They managed to wade through my wall of removal and get Grist into Recruiter set up in the mid game. Good stuff. Really sweet deck. On to the next round. I'm on the play in round 2. I'm going to keep this hand with land drops and Brainstorm. That's what you sign up for here. Underground Sea and Ponder. Probably a combo deck. Not many decks out here playing Underground Sea and Ponder. I say in my deck with Underground Sea and Ponder. God, I hope this isn't a Dark Bant Mirror. Ain't nobody got time for that. They did not shuffle their deck. I don't know what I'm brainstorming for yet, so I'm just going to sit on it. Probably safe to brainstorm away this Life from the Loam at this point. I'll brainstorm in the end step, even if I don't get much more information, because I need this hand to start doing something. And turn 3, between all the Planeswalkers and Uro, is when the deck starts performing. Uh-oh. It's trusty old Doomsday. It is indeed. Okay. I'm going to let Doomsday resolve. The Bant deck, weirdly, due to Endurance, Dress Down, and Witherbloom Command, you're usually better off fighting the Doomsday pile than the Doomsday itself when you're playing these Bant control decks. My hand is currently unable to fight anything, but at least I can pretend. All right, let's look at this deck. This does look like traditional Doomsday, no Murktide regions to be found. Check out my Tempo Doomsday video from earlier this week, though, by the way, if you want to know what I'm talking about with this Murktide region business. Oh, okay, did you have the whole shit right now? Yeah, they can go like Lotus Petal, Cycler, Oracle. Yeah, I did definitely need some, at least a turn to try to fight this. Oh, they're passing the turn. A little surprised by that, but I'm into it. Brainstorm, let's go. None of these cards are helpful. Life from the Loam's not going to be helpful. Well, neither is Swords of Plowshares. Yeah, none of these cards are actually helpful. I'm gonna fetch a tropical island here. Come on, deck. Give me a good one. Wasteland's not the worst. Sometimes they make piles that can't support themselves on mana. So I'm gonna ponder. I'd love to find Endurance here. Ooh, tough sell. I'm gonna take Witherbloom Command. I'm not gonna shuffle my library. I'm gonna hope Wasteland buys me a turn to mill them out. Okay, go. Good chance I'm dead here. Yeah, not looking good. Alright. A turn behind on this Witherbloom Command. Yeah, here's this wizard. If this was white, I could Swords to Plowshares, but I mean, I'm sure they have a counterspell at this point. Okay. I know what I'm up against at least. Bringing in Surgical Extraction, Mystical Dispute, Dress Down, Flusterstorm, Hail of Summer. There is an argument for Carpet of Flowers. Don't think any of this other stuff is going to happen. So 5 yeses and a maybe. Swords to Plowshares, real bad. Got Prismatic Ending, also an easy cut. I actually don't hate Run Afoul because sometimes they pivot onto Emrakul, the Aeon's Torn, coming out of a Sheldock Isle post board. I like Crime Command. Baleful Strix is blue for Force Will. Yeah, I think Prismatic Ending is just the worst card here. Just all of the spot removal comes out. All of these interactive spells come in. Well, let's do it. This hand is not great, but I'm not going to mulligan it. I like the Ponder. I like all these green cards to go with Uro. Teferi is actually one of the best cards against Doomsday. It turns off Sheldock Isle by itself and just lets you win every counter war. The dynamics of the Bant versus Doomsday matchup are you definitely need 2 pieces of interaction, and I'm not happy until I have 3. Like, if they go for their Doomsday, I want, like, Dress Down, Endurance, and Force of Will, or, like, Flusterstorm, Dress Down, and Witherbloom Command to follow it up, or, like, something. They can always beat 1 piece of interaction. They can usually beat 2. They're not going to beat 3. Opponent is on 6. Gonna lead on Trop. Trying to figure out if it matters if I lead on Trop or Tundra. I'm not convinced that it does, but all the same, that's what I've done. Okay. Force of Will is exciting to find. Now if they like test me with a discard spell, they're gonna see Force, and they won't see the Dress Down, which is actually the more potent card against them than Force of Will is. Inquisition of Kozilek. Wow, that's a sad card to have in your Legacy deck. Do you know that you're a combo deck and Force of Will is a 5-mana spell? Duress has to be better than this, right? I don't know, like, I'm not trying to, like, shit on my opponent, just trying to think of, like, the defense of Inquisition of Kozilek in not only a Legacy deck, but this Legacy deck. Like, every card you care about is a spell, and I guess you do kind of use your life total. Like, Doomsday does take a chunk of your life when you resolve it. I don't know. That's wild to me. Inquisition still gets Teferi, though, so my plan just got a little wonky. Okay, there's the Duress. Alright, I'll let that resolve. They'll probably take Dress Down, because Dress Down is a 2-for-1 in my direction. Force of Will is a 2-for-1 in their direction. Yep, Dress Down's gone. I am drawing a blue card. If I jam Uro, unless it hits, I am susceptible to Daze, but I think I do have to push my plan forward here. Gotta win this game somehow. Back up Uro. Don't love it, but my opponent knows I have 4 spells in hand now, because I missed that land drop. Oh no, they're making moves. This time I am gonna fight over the Doomsday. I don't expect to win the fight, but they know my hand, and they know that Force of Will is the tool that I have to fight back, and if I let them make a Doomsday pile, they can easily beat Force of Will. Alright, cool. Doomsday did not resolve. Not a green source. Disappointing. Guess this other Uro. Come on, Flusterstorm. Alright, there's that. And this. I'll just fetch a green source and cast Loam. I can't get by you with this. Oh, I can get Mystic Sanctuary here and put Force on top of my deck, but I can't cast that anyway. Oh, I can do the same thing next turn. Alright, Tropical Island, Life from the Loam. Pick up my Flooded Strand. Let's see what they got for me here. I expect a second Doomsday, based on how easily the first one was countered. Yep, okay. Hope they don't have the mana to immediately win, because they have perfect information right now. I can Flooded Strand, Mystic Sanctuary, put Ponder on top, Uro gets Ponder, cast Ponder with a mana available. I'm not inspired by that line, but it is there. There are no Street Wraiths in this exile pile. I'm not going to dredge Loam, though dredging Loam could let me hit Flusterstorm. Is that even good? No, I need a spell here. That's a spell. All right, now I have the choice to get the Ponder. I think I do want to do that. Mystic Sanctuary, regrow, Ponder. Or I could just regrow Force of Will, though that doesn't help me in the face of Cavern of Souls, which is what I expect to be happening here. Got a lot of white mana available. Here come Uro, a Ponder, Ponder. Force of Will is not bad. Love me Narset. Okay, I'll take the Force of Will. Not going to dredge Loam. Okay, here's this. All right, I'm looking pretty dead here. Yeah, these Street Wraiths, too good. If they just have... Okay, yeah, the third Wraith also turboed right through it. They just go Cavern and Oracle here, and that's it. Yeah, these multiple discard spells picking up my answers, and we are done. Okay. GG. We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. I'm on the play in round 3. I have a 1-lander with Brainstorm and a bunch of interaction. I'm going to keep it. Play my land and ship it. Oh baby. We're doing this. I'm gonna Plow, because if Plow gets dazed, then Brainstorm won't. Extremely susceptible to Wasteland right now, and I don't like it. Come on, deck. Alright, we're set up. We found the Loam and the basic. Pretty good there. Force and Negation sucks ass in this matchup, and Endurance is good, but like not yet. I'll tuck this basic land on top and make decisions based on the if I want it or not, based on how this turn goes. Oh, just a little tapped Volcanic Island. If I was confident I wasn't going to get stifled, I wouldn't have taken this basic, but I don't have that confidence. I'm gonna Loam. If they want to daze this, they can have it. Oh, didn't want to daze it. Makes sense. It's a tough sell to daze. It just taps Steam Vents Go is definitely an expressive iteration. That's the only card that makes any sense for them to have. I'm not going to dredge Loam here. I'm going to go big on Uro. Get to cast the front half of Uro. Hit my land. Maybe I do want to dredge Loam here. Yeah, I'm in. That fuels the Uro for next turn. I get to put Flooded Strand into play now. Just 3 Brainstorms in the graveyard. I don't know why I think that's funny, but I do. I get Underground Sea and Savannah, I think. Loam. Get them back. Keep it coming. 7 cards in their hand, but I have 6 with an Uro in the graveyard. Kind of like 7 cards in my hand. I'm ready for Murktide Regent. That card dies to Endurance. Like, easy for easy. I'm not going to dredge Loam. I'm good on lands here. Green, green, blue, blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could eat the Loam. No, I'm going to eat all the cantrips. I have another Plow that can set up the Mystic Sanctuary. I'm not super worried about that. It's a time for main deck Pyroblast to come at me. God, that shit is so annoying. I mean, okay. Still annoying, but okay. deciding when I'm supposed to plow this DRC, and I'm going to do it now. They can cast Force of Negation, but not fighting over that. Wow, they're already into the extra EIs. That shit's scary. Wish I could Endurance, but I can't. Wasteland and DRC. Okay. I'm not going to crack my fetch because I am going to Dredge Loam because I'm trying to machine gun this Uro. Well, that's a bunch of Wastelands right there. If I fetch, if I want to Wasteland. Currently 4 cards in the graveyard. Fetch gives me 6, so I can leave a Wasteland behind. I could also just chill for a turn. I'm going to start cracking fetches. Tropical Island, and I want Bayou. That's a lot of green, but I have Uro and Endurance in the mix. I kind of do want a lot of green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have to eat either Plow or Wasteland here. Also just cast Endurance. Alright, I'm going for the Uro and leaving up Endurance. I'm going to leave a Wasteland in the graveyard. Sorry, Plow. Hope I don't need you later. Why did I leave Wasteland in the graveyard? Why did I think that was a good idea? Doesn't make any sense. Another Pyroblast. Sure. Leaving up Endurance here. Oh, this is the... I know what this is. This is the Bullwinkle new Delver deck that doesn't have Delver in it. Yeah, this is a much more mid-range control, like Murktide deck. Yeah, this is cool. I haven't played against this yet, but Isaac Bullwinkle made a Twitter, I don't want to call it rant, but a like theory on Twitter about a lot of things about how Delver is built and how the normal way that people do it is bad. And this is looking like that deck. I just ran this straight into Daze. I hope I'm not punished by that. I'm ready to force back a Force of Will. Snapcaster Mage. Not even good. I guess they can predict themselves again. Okay, Snapcaster resolves. Yeah, Snapcaster targeting Predict. Predict with DRC is a whole mood. Big fan. Milled another Snapcaster Mage. That's weird. Why would you bottom any... Oh, targeted me that they already knew what was on top of my deck. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, they had bobbled me this turn. So they knew it was on top of my deck. Yep, story checks out. Block this. Another bobble. Draw for that bobble. I draw for turn. It's a Baleful Strix. Blue, black Strix. And I'm going to Life from the Loam targeting Wasteland. I want to waste Mystic Sanctuary before it gets out of control. If they can pick that up with a Daze, I'm just not interested in that game. And I'm going to hold back Endurance. I don't want to get like nickel and dimed by Snapcaster Mage and then make Murktide Regent's job easier. Wander, okay. Brainstorm, you got it. This is a matchup where I'm going to have to watch my time. I'm already down 3 minutes, and we're not even close to... I can't even tell who's ahead right now. I will force a Murktide Regent, just for the record. I don't know, maybe I don't need to do that. It's so hard to tell, because I have Strix, and I can dress down Murktide, make it a 3/3 temporarily. I'll float white here. Pretend I have a Swords of Plowshares. Oops. Float another white. I'll cast Dress Down with my floating mana. Force pitching Murktide Regent. How many Murktide Regents are in your hand right now? I don't know, that feels like a good 2-for-1 to me. Yeah, I'm gonna force this Murktide Regent. Running straight into Daze, which they showed me they didn't have recently. I am gonna Dredge Loam. No, I'm not. Matter. Yeah, I need some white sources back in the mix here. So if I get Wasteland, Tundra, Savannah, or I want Flooded Strand, right? Green, blue. And then play the white source. Uro is green, blue, blue. 1, 3, 4, 5. Strix, I suppose. Uro's finally in. Not going to Dredge Loam here. That's actually a big deal. I am going to skip the Wasteland, because now I can Mystical Dispute or regrow Plow with Mystic Sanctuary. Aggressive Iteration. Is this where I want to fight? I think Mystical Disputing that is defensible, but I'm just not going to do it here. Just going to focus on Murktide Regent. Not going to fight over the Brainstorm either. Unholy Heat. Bummer. Alright, well, that's dead. Me for 2. Sure. I think I am going to Mystic Sanctuary up the Plow. Good measure here. I believe I am ahead on board with enough interaction that I don't need to Dredge Loam and try to fuel out the Uro real quickly. I'm just kind of doing that naturally. Lightning Bolt on Baleful Strix, sure. I have 2 answers to Murktide Regent in my hand. Predict targeting themselves. They don't know what this card is. Did they know? Because they did name the right card. Oh, no, they cast Brainstorm last turn? Yeah, they did know that. Okay, never mind. Take it all back. Still not Dredging Loam. Coward. Ponder. Another Endurance. Love it. Do not Shuffle. Do not Dredge Loam. Okay, I'm not going to Endurance now. Okay, I am going to Endurance now. I'm going to let Snapcaster resolve, let them pick a target, and then Endurance. They're targeting Unholy Heat. Not on my watch. Get it out. These are both of my Endurances, so the cards that I have to work with are now the cards I have to work with. My Teferi used. I still have my Teferi. I can bounce an Endurance if I need to reset my deck. Just planning for the infinity long game here. I could have escaped Uro last turn, but I kind of want to keep the Loam around. I'm not ready to incinerate the whole graveyard. We got a lot of lands over there. There are fetchable lands left in this deck. Be a little impressed. This looks like a Lightning Bolt to me to finish off the Endurance, but I'll take the 2 for 1. I'm not mad about it. I'm still winning the race. That's lots of fuel for Uro. Deck for 3. Play Caracas and Uro. Green, blue, blue, green. 1, 3, 4. I guess I'll exile Wasteland. Leave the Loam in there. Uro triggers. Top of my deck's a fetch land. So, not going to Dredge Loam. I'm not going to play this land either. I'm just going to leave it in my hand in case I draw a Brainstorm. Uro is in play. Is there a fetchable land left in your deck? Oh, there's 2 Mystic Sanctuaries. Powerful stuff. Picking up a Ponder. Okay. They're digging. There's the Ponder. I'm now down 4 minutes on my opponent, so I better win both games. Predict. That's going to work. Mystical Dispute is on after this. Probably should fight over that, but I'm not going to. Yeah, this looks kind of like Is It Delver on the surface, but it's actually Jeskai Ragavan. Like the Jeskai Ragavan Saga deck that was popular right after Modern Horizons 2 came out. That's actually the playstyle of this deck. Mishra's Bauble. Dazing your own Mishra's Bauble. Cool. That's to pick up the Mystic Sanctuary and try to go again here. And that will work. Targeting Iteration. Okay. It's a cool play. Pretty desperate one, but cool. And I can Plow the Snapcaster Mage to attack for lethal. I'm gonna commit to that. Drawing Expressive Iteration. I can counter an Unholy Heat. Oh yeah, I can counter like a fox. And here is a lethal attack. We did it. I'm 3.5 minutes behind my opponent, but I am up a game. Okay. Fancy stuff here. Between Snapcaster Mage, Murktide Regent, and Mystic Sanctuary, I kind of do want the Leyline. Definitely want Mystical Dispute. I want Hydroblast. I want Carpet. Speed seems okay. I do want the Leyline. Like, the game went long enough that even if it's not in my opening hand, I can cast it later and it'll still be pretty good. Force of Vigor, Seeds, Veil, Nissa. Nissa does die to Unholy Heat. Disappointing. Run Afoul's good here. Pernicious Deed, less good than I want it to be. Flusterstorm, probably okay. The game's going to go long, but we're going to have fights early on. Dress Down, not that great. Snapcaster Mage changes the math a little bit on dress down compared to normal Delver, but still not hyped about it. Not hyped about Force of Will either. These are cards that I have now. I don't think I want Nissa. Okay, well, let's do it. I'm not going to bring in the basic planes, even though this is a matchup where I want removal and they have Wasteland. I don't think, like, I think they want their mana enough that I'm not going to bring in basic planes. I'll keep this hand full of spells. Getting bobbled and pondered. I could go into cheese mode with the Wasteland. I think that's bad. Yeah, I'm gonna pass. What do we got here? Counterbalance, that's fun. Okay. We're having a good time now. Witherbloom Command, you're up. Hydroblast. This Wasteland is pretty bad. Maybe I can limit them a little bit. I don't want to crack my Flooded Strand yet because I don't know what missing color pair I need. Like if I fetch Tropical Island and then draw a Savannah, then I can't cast Witherbloom Command. Counterbalance is a problem though. I haven't had to play against this card in a long time. Okay. Surgicaling my Wasteland, you got it. I only play 2 of those. Daze is really good here. Do I think they put a 2 on top of their deck? Or a 1? Alright, I'm gonna fetch Tropical Island because I do have more green spells in my hand. I'm gonna go for the Prismatic Ending. Sucks this happened so early. Okay, they are fetching, which this is either going to be a random or they're going to brainstorm into it. Alright, Volcanic Island revealed and Force of Will spent. Okay. Good deal. Force pitching EI is like a 5 for 1. They had another EI though. I'm really worried about Wasteland. Flooded Strand in exile on land. Nope. I'm gonna fetch an Underground Sea and then Witherbloom Command. Target myself with the mill. Destroy Counterbalance. Green black. Top card is Brainstorm and Counterbalance is dead. Nice. Okay. Got through that wave. They're drawing Brainstorm. They have Volcanic Island in hand. Probably don't have Volcanic Island in hand anymore. Though this Volcanic Island turns on the... Yeah, they're going to turn on the Sanctuaries in the deck starting now. Bobble. Okay. Bobbling me. You have Predict. Sanctuary. Getting back. EI, which I have the Hydroblast for. Bobble happens. Not going to Dredge Loam. Ooh, the second Uro actually kind of sucks. Because that means if they pick up Surgical Extraction, they get 2 cards. I'm still going in on Uro here. Front half, trigger. I get a land. Alright. Uro's in the graveyard now. Snapcaster, Surgical, fuck my life. Yeah, and of course I drew the Uro this turn, so they actually get a card out of my hand as well. It hurts. Also have very few win conditions in my deck without Uro. Maybe I should have just pondered that turn, shown it some respect. Winning's going to be very slow, which is like just as bad as losing. Let me get a Tundra. Hydroblast this. If they daze my Hydroblast, I might just concede. Okay. Alright, we can speed this up. Just go to game 3. Like, there's a world where this might be winnable, but without Uros in the deck, life's a lot harder. Plague Engineer on human kills Snapcaster Mage and small DRCs. Nissa is a speed demon. I do still like the ley line. You can't talk me out of it. Raven Scryme actually seems kind of bad. They just have so many cards. And I haven't actually seen a Merc. Oh yeah, they forced pitching Murktided, and then I forced a Murktide. No, I have seen Murktide Regent. I haven't seen one in play yet, but I've seen them in exile and in the graveyard, which is just as bad. Is Tamiyo bad? She's really good if she sticks, but they are a Pyroblast and Unholy Heat deck. Seems medium. I do want a diversity of things I'm presenting. I think Tamiyo's actually bad here. They have Daze, Pyroblast, and Unholy Heat in their deck. They're not doing any sacrificing or discarding, so there's no like incidental wall with the static ability. Wonder if I'm supposed to bring in my surgicals to clip their expressive iteration. I'll keep this hand. Fetch lands all around. More fetch lands. Here's a tropical island. I can brainstorm with that. I have lots of land, so I don't mind exposing myself to wasteland here. Go for a brainstorm, see if they want to like aggro pyroblast me. They do not. Wow, that's a lot of lands. Wreck is not helpful. And Tundra can go back into the deck. And I'll fetch Tundra now. This is a lot of lands. I believe I will Flusterstorm and Expressive Iteration if they just jam one this turn. Wasteland. I'll float white. Pretend I have a removal spell. There, you got it. So I like a Narset. Fetch Tundra. Best ending. If we're both wasting each other, one of us is wrong, but I'm ready to take that bet. They have 2 lands over there. I'd love like a Strix here, or Witherbloom Command. That's the kind of thing I'm looking for. Like something I can cast that leaves up Flusterstorm. Or just jamming a 3/3 Murktide. Wow, yeah. Okay, there's that. You got it. It's not bad here. Prismatic Ending certainly can't hit it. I'm not going to shove Narset into Daze. I will shove Narset into Flusterstorm support next turn. Wow, that hurts. Well, guess my Narset's not under protection anymore. I cannot just absorb 6 when I'm behind to this Murktide. I would have just taken it if they didn't have Regent, so playing it last turn was really smart. I'm at least insulated against Daze with the Narset. Oh, okay, this is huge. Oh no, I don't have a plow in the graveyard. Nope. I can regrow Flusterstorm and then play Baleful Strix, which the Flusterstorm can protect from removal. Force Pitching Force on that. Okay. Which means next turn I can Narset with Fluster protection. And if they start Mystic Sanctuarying this Price of Progress back and forth, I'm in all sorts of trouble. Expressive Iteration, really good one to have here. Iteration into Iteration. Okay, they're counting on coming up with a 0-drop, which they did not. Must have another Murktide in hand. That's the only thing that makes any sense here. I'm drawing Flusterstorm, and they know that. So here is Narset. I'll pay Narset and finds Brainstorm. Am I just dead? I'm dead if they can draw a card. If they attack for 3, regrow Price of Progress, ponder, pop me for 8. Damn. 3/3 Murktide Regent, coast to coast. Please pick up Expressive Iteration. I'm begging you, opponent. Oh, they're getting Daze. Interesting. They're just setting up a loop. And that grows Murktide, which had not occurred to me, but is fucked. If they have a second Murktide here, that's not quite lethal. Ignoring Narset, they must have a Pyroblast or Lightning Bolt for that. Oh, or I'm just dead. Second Price of Progress. Yeah, you got me. Okay, yeah, really cool deck. Really cool rebuild of the Is It strategy. And it's just like, this is a classic metagame thing where decks that are small and sleek end up being obsoleted by the slightly bigger version of them, like Miracle Grow back in the day, Simic Miracle Grow. The solution to that ended up being Bant Miracle Grow with bigger creatures and Swords to Plowshares. In the Is It Delver with Treasure Cruise metagame, the solution to that ended up being Jeskai Stoneblade with Treasure Cruise. Just going a little bigger, changing the curve, changing the card advantage, changing the removal suite in an established aggro tempo shell is tried and true, and this is a really cool iteration. I felt honestly way behind compared to regular Delver. I wish they were regular Delver compared to what just happened to me here. Really cool deck. On to the next round. Tough start so far, jeez. I'm on the draw in round number 4. I'm going to keep this hand, lands and spells, as we do. I'm against a Wizards of the Coast staff member with a Kahira the Orphan Guard deck. I have no idea what's going on. Let's do it. I can't wait to get obliterated by some, like, Risen Reef, Cavern of Souls concoction. Multiple Prismatic Vistas. All right. And Mishra's Wobble. Taking a peek. Oh, white cards. Lots of them. 2 basic planes off these vistas. What is going on over there? Oh, we're bringing them back. I don't think I'm ready for all that. Yeah, no thanks. I don't care if they get the information off this bauble. I'm much more interested in playing a functional game plan. A brainstorm here. Thematic ending, the Raven's Crime. They saw it. It's also not that good, but I do have Loam to go with it. If I put back Prismatic Ending and Caracas, then cast Raven's Crime, then I can Loam next turn, or Uro next turn. Yeah, it's crime time. Let's go. Show me the Savine's Wreck or whatever. Graveyard shit just kills me here. Council's Judgment. Okay. Ancient Tomb. Else on 1, sure. A little annoying, but mostly fine. Foretold a card. What card would they foretell? I didn't draft a lot of Kaldheim, so I'm at a bit of a disadvantage. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna front half Uro, put in Wasteland and Dredge Loam. Or no, Loam's in my hand. LOL. Can't Dredge Loam. That's in my hand. Those are the rules. I do like that Wasteland, though. Suspect it won't find many targets in this deck, and Ancient Tomb is a good one. Cosmic Intervention. Okay, if a permanent you control would be put into a graveyard from the battlefield this turn, exile instead, return to the battlefield under... Okay. I tried this deck once, and it was bugged on Moto, so I hope it works better for my opponent here. I'm rooting for them. So the Vista should come back, and then if they fetch again now, it should come back again in the next end step. Yeah, Cosmic Intervention. If a permanent would be put into a graveyard from the battlefield this turn, exile it instead, return to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. So you kind of get to skip your basics around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think I do just want to yeet my graveyard to make Uro happen. Green, green, blue. I need a blue. Probably Tundra rounds it out. Green, green, blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to leave the fetch land there for Loam. I hope this Uro works because I don't have much of a backup plan. Okay, the Prismatic Vista came back. Looks like the Cosmic Intervention is functioning as intended. They got a lot of basics over there. I wonder if this is like an energy field, Rest in Peace deck, or what the win con is. You a Helm deck? Ooh. Nice, okay. It's this Commander Idiot. Draw 2 cards, discard a card, create a 1/1 colorless pilot that can crew creatures as if it were 2 greater. So we're a ways away from crewing this homie. They do immediately draw 2, discard 1, get a pilot. That's very cool. Mad props. I'm going to attack before I Narset. See what comes out of this. Land came out of this. I like that answer. Alright, we're in blocking mode already, so the airplane thing appears to be a draw engine without much intention of crewing it. Okay, fetch. I want another tropical island. Is that what I'm doing here? I think so. And then Light from the Loam, green, colorless, get those back. I do still have a land drop for the turn. Thanks, Uro. And then Narset and fuck up this robot. And Force of Negation or Dress Down. Force of Negation. Okay. Alright, feeling good. Draw 2, discard 1 is a lot worse when you can't draw 2. It's simply discard 1, make a pilot. I'm excited about their deck though. Shit is cool. We got a spell in my upkeep. March of Otherworldly Light. I can Force of Negation this, paying the iron price. So I will. Not going to Dredge Loam. Will activate Narset. Witherbloom Command and Prismatic Ending both set me free from this Chalice situation. Mystical Dispute, hell yeah. 1 mana counterspell that doesn't actually cost 1. Uro, get in, not going to Dredge Loam. There's Prismatic Ending, which unlocks my whole business. Oh wow, you're going to draw 1, discard 1, make a pilot. Guess you kind of have to here. This 6/6 is coming to town. Ooh. Did not argue with that one. The pilot can kill Narset. That's a little annoying. But Prismatic Ending. Could clean this up. Let's kill the Chalice. Not sure who that's hurting more at this point, honestly. And I can Mystic Sanctuary, buy back Prismatic Ending. I don't think I want a Sanctuary yet. I'm just going to get Underground Sea and cast Ponder. Or Brainstorm's better than Ponder here. But I do still have a land drop. No, Ponder's better. Okay, let's Ponder. Baleful Strix, fuck yeah. Don't shuffle. Don't Dredge Loam. Fetch. Yeah, Bayou. And I guess I'll get the basic island at this point. Or no, I want to get Mystic Sanctuary. Targeting Force of Negation. Put it on top. Then Strix can draw the Force. And the shields are up for another turn. I guess I have to Force of Negation this. I'll pitch Mystical Dispute. Okay. Wandering Emperor did not resolve. That was close. I feel like I was I don't know. I was worried when this Genesis engine resolved. The Narset really brought it home for me. Okay, Lake Engineer on Pilot, somehow. Force of Vigor seems reasonable against the Chalice and the Genesis engine itself. They're doing a bit of graveyard stuff. Yeah, Leyline, let's do it. Not super interested in Dress Down. Mystical Dispute seems good. They don't have a lot of creatures, and they do have a lot of Chalice of the Voids. So Swords of Plowshares can chill. Pernicious Deed can sweep up any number of tokens and chalices. Raven's Crime might actually be good. They can't get their engine online. Dispute can hit the robot. I don't think I want Nissa. Am I just going to 0 plows? That doesn't seem that bad. Seeds can kill the robot, but whatever. How do I get Nissa in here? Can I do it? Do I want it? I don't hate Raven's Crime. Alright, sorry Nissa, you're not coming in. Oh my god. Snap Keep with the one of Leyline. Easy money. Don't like the one lander, but I do like the Leyline. Opponent has mulled to 4 cards so far. Yikes. Hope this one lander doesn't come back to bite me. Hope you were all in on a giant brought back. Okay, Brainstorm, happy to see that. I'm gonna fetch a Tundra and cast Brainstorm. Tundra guarantees the white mana for Prismatic Ending. Oh yeah. We're rolling. Back Force of Vigor and Endurance. That resolves. I'm actually not even gonna remove that. Not yet anyway. Force of Vigor is the top card of my deck. I can decide if I want that based on what they do this turn. Slam Teferi. Alright. I'm gonna shuffle away the Force of Vigor. Put a Tropical Island in the mix. Lake Engineer, fuck yeah. I'm gonna fetch Bayou with this Misty Rainforest. God, what's happening to me? Am I getting Aven Mind Censored? That would be annoying. Oh, no, okay. We got away with it. Okay, grab Bayou. Gonna cast Teferi. Get that box checked. Bouncing Chalice, they can just replay it, but I'm still gonna do it. Like, I have outs to it. And if they were planning on casting a 4-drop, okay, they drew Wasteland right on time for me to Light from the Loam. Didn't redeploy Chalice, even though I have Teferi in play. What are they doing with their mana? I am sus. And play Misty Rainforest. And I'm going to discard Uro to hand size. Oh my god. That's the bounty of riches I am excited to have. And then Mystical Dispute, fetch land, gets me Uro. Okay, can't dispute this, unfortunately. Alright, you have your Wandering Empress. Emperor, yes. Vig token. I can exile the Vig token with a Savannah. End the token. We don't have to think about that. And then, not going to Dredge Loam here. Plus Teferi, fetch, and escape Uro. Green, blue. I have 2 blue and 2 green, so any land plays here. Guess I'll round out the squad with Underground Sea. Leave Light from the Loam in the graveyard, exile everything else. There's plenty of lands in my hand. Not gonna Dredge Loam. I'm gonna play Misty. Okie dokie. They have 2 cards in their hand. They do have a powerful Planeswalker in play. They had enough. Okay. Yeah, Uro is a good card. So is Teferi. Gotta win on the board against whatever this is. On to the final round. It's the final round. I'm on the draw, trying to salvage the half your money back guarantee. It's been a rough run for Dark Bant, which is kind of why I'm off the deck. In recent tournaments, I have played Delver, sorry, and also given strong consideration to Jeskai and Grixis. I also think Tempo Doomsday is a really good deck. There's just a lot of stuff right now that I'd rather be doing than Dark Bant. You just have to work so hard for all your wins, and decks are ready to punish you right now. Very happy to see this Life from the Loam. And I'll tuck this Force Will in my hand too. Let's do it. That was a good ponder. I like a nice, well-rounded ponder that it barely matters what my opponent is doing, because all the cards I saw line up well against everybody. A tropical island. And a cavern. Okay. Cavern on what? Sliver. Okay. I'm playing against slivers. Fun. Leading on Crystalline Sliver backed by Force of Will is some shit. Or backed by a cavern, let me tell you. Just suddenly my hand that was good is not good anymore. I actually have to just go bigger than this strategy with Uro, and there's not really another way to do this. My next card down is Brainstorm. I will hold on to that. And let's get to work with a Raven's Crime. Whittling through this hand somehow. Look, another Crystalline Sliver, sure. Yeah, I need to put like Endurance in front of these things and like whittle through them somehow. I've played a lot of blue decks in Legacy. It may surprise you to learn, but Cavern casting Crystalline Sliver is one of my nightmares. Each sliver card in your graveyard has Unearth. Okay, sure. Oh, is this the combo build of slivers? I've seen like a combo-y version. That's really cool. They sort of just chuck slivers out of the graveyard until you're dead with like the mana sliver, and like I think there's a mill sliver involved. It's a whole thing. It's very cool. What's less cool is how not helpful this hand is. I want Loam. Force of Will seems bad. Teferi's honestly just horrific. So is Prismatic Ending, though. Yeah, all of this is bad. It's real bad. If I put back... Ending can at least hit, like, an Aether Bile if that shows up. I'll put back Plow and Force. And then I'm going to Raven's Crime them again. Discarding the Savannah. Working my way through it. I'm not sure if filling their graveyard with these slivers so they can unearth them is the best play, but it's the one that I have. Slivers are bigger now. Predatory version. Gonna die real quick here. Okay. I don't think white mana actually helps any plan I'm serving here. I cast Teferi. I need black. Okay, if I get white first, then I can Loam and Crime. That hurts. Life from the Loam target Savannah and Misty. I guess I should Brainstorm first. What am I even drawing towards? Can I get out of this? Endurance, Uro. Okay, Uro and Baleful Strix are my answers here, so I need to slow my roll. And Brainstorm first. These 3 drops are extremely powerful. Okay, there's Uro. Now we're cooking. Put back Ending and Plow. And I think I want to fetch to get rid of those. I think I want another tropical island. Make sure I can Uro next turn. If I draw another land, I can crime them here. No love. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If they draw a land, they can kill me with the Unearths. It's the second wave here. They can put me to 2 if they don't have the land. Also, Hibernation Sliver, pay 2 life, return this to its hand. You can unearth the slivers and then bounce them. Pay 2 life, and then they're back in your hand, so slivers never die. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, yeah. This is the same as escaping a sliver. I'm going to be behind the 8 ball here. Uncounterable, turn 2 Crystalline Sliver. Tough to beat. I can go to 5 and then just die. Yeah, I'm not even drawing to anything. I'm ready to pack it. Oof, size large. Pernicious Deed cracks the squad open. Plague Engineer shrinks them at least. Dress Down can remove their abilities. I guess Dress Down was a live out throughout most of that. Tamiyo continues to not impress. Just haven't played any of the matchups where she would actually shine, and it's disappointing. Seeds, Carpet, no. Surgical has like some text on it, but mostly no. Mystical Dispute is good if they don't have Cavern, and bad if they do. Yeah, I actually have a lot of ways to combat what they were doing between the Strixes, Endurances, and Uros. They just came together too late. Is Tamiyo better or worse than Mystical Dispute? All right, I'm going to bring Tamiyo back in. Let's do this shit. A 1-lander with multiple ponders. I'm going to keep. I'm going to fetch Underground Sea and cast Ponder. And hope they don't aggro Wasteland me. All right, Underground Sea, let's go. Show me 3 lands off this Ponder. I'll start with 1. That's a deal. I think I just stacked those wrong, though. I wanted Uro in the hand more than I want Prismatic Ending. That was an oops. Please cast Aether Vial. Nothing. Fine. Okay, I'm going to fetch a Tropical Island and play Baleful Strix. I'd rather spend 2 mana when 2 mana is what I have. Like next turn I can Ponder, Brainstorm, Unload, etc. But give the Strix a chance to play clean, play fair. Once Upon a Time, found Scrubland. This doesn't cast Crystal. What? Oh, it's an Azorius card. I thought it was a Simic card. Okay. This is in the middle of saying they can't cast this card when they cast this card. Fine. Okay. Brainstorm can get rid of this Prismatic Ending. That is not really where I want to be right now. Teferi and Narset, both pretty medium. Is it Crime time? Don't have my Loam. Crime is better than Teferi. Yeah, Teferi sucks. And I kind of want to keep a removal spell in my hand because I'm trying to Dress Down, basically. And yeah, maybe it's Witherbloom Command. Not lining up where I need it to right now. I'm going to fetch a Tundra. Cast Ponder with. All right, Pernicious Deed I'm interested in. Like, very. And there's that Teferi again. All right, I'm taking the Deed and passing the turn. At least I'm not slowly bleeding out because the Sliver can't get in against Baleful Strix. Risk the Hunger Tide. Surprise. I am genuinely surprised by that card, but it's pretty good. With Chalice of the Void also appearing in this deck. Glad I didn't shuffle away the Prismatic Ending. There's this shitty Teferi. My top card is Mystic Sanctuary, which I do kind of want just because it's a land at all. I can just Crime and exile Grist. I think Crime is not where I want to be. I'm going to Brainstorm. I'll put Sanctuary back in the deck for later and put back. We're pretty close to Crime being good. I definitely want this Plow because we're getting close to unlocking. I could put Delta on top and just exile Grist with the existing. Yeah, that makes sense. Dramatic Ending. Black, white, blue. Beautiful Esper mana. Get rid of Grist. Probably going to attack for 1 with their bug here. Oh wow, Crystalline Sliver's getting in. I will take that block all day, every day. Whatever this trick is, it's going to work. The trick was, I have another one. Deal. Okay, 3 cards left in their hand. They have not indicated Force of Will as a card that they play. I can use Teferi to try to check Force of Will. Top card is Mystic Sanctuary right now. Right, I'm going to cast Teferi, who can bounce the insect and clear it forever. If I put Mystic Sanctuary, I can bounce this, draw Mystic Sanctuary. I don't actually want to do that. I'm going to get another Tropical Island. Make sure that my double green is set up because that's really important to most of my game plans. And it's Crime time. 3 cards in their hand, let's make it 2. Cavern of Souls was the sandbag. Taking out Teferi, as you do. Just play like 3 more 2-drops. Dump your hand. Oh no, this is a lot of mana. Leyline of the Void. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's not bad. 2 cards left in the hand over there. Oh, dress down. Fuck yeah. All right, that changes things a bit. Does it change? Okay, am I gonna pass? If I pass, I save a damage on Muscle Sliver. I'm actually gonna dress down now and hope I draw Witherbloom Command. Dress down. It's Witherbloom Command. Oh my god! Swords to Plowshares, the Crystalline Sliver. Then Witherbloom Command. I'm going to target them to mill 3. Though they do have the Dregscape Sliver. Yeah, alright, target you to mill 3. This thing currently a 1-1 because it has no abilities. Pick that off. And I get to pick up a land and hit my land drop for the turn. That was a nice one. Manawef Swiver. Swiver? Manawef Sliver is in the graveyard. Okay. That was a really good turn. Play to your outs. Sometimes you draw them. Predatory Sliver. You got it. Still holding back 2 cards with 2 mana. Fascinating. Okay. I can Raven's Crime. I lose the Crime and the Savannah forever. But they're holding on to something over there. Let's go. Guarded Buried Alive. Yikes. Narset. Activate her. Life from the Loam. Do I want Loam? I think I want Prismatic Ending. Yeah, I want Prismatic Ending to take out Leyline with. Or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I could have cast Loam and guaranteed Pernicious Deed, which sweeps up Leyline with 1 more mana, actually. Yeah, I'm just going to wait. Another Predatory Sliv. That can clear Narset. Okay, yeah, I probably did want Loam to guarantee the deed for 4. Alright, and they're Hellbent. Land off the top. Force of Will. Tilt. Okay, Pernicious Deed. Black. Green. Colorless. I can just take 6 and next turn activate this for 4. Or pop it for 2 in case of an emergency. All of these are options. Like, Tamiyo doesn't get to rip until the board is clear. For 6, you come. It's a shame that the way that the stack works, the Tamiyo's not going to be able to pick up the Pernicious Deed because it'll be gone. Casting Once Upon a Time. Okay. Hibernation Sliver. Oh, that's a good one. Damn it. I don't really want to force this thing, but I also... Son of a bitch. Alright. I guess I'm not clearing the Leyline. Annoying. Okay, you get your Hibernation Sliver. Dramatic Ending, not good. Tamiyo, not... Or, well, I can ending the Leyline. So, black, green, blue, white. Get rid of that. That sets up a Tamiyo for the future. I think I want to fetch for Mystic Sanctuary. Put Ponder on top here. And then I'm going to ending the Hibernation Sliver. I know they can just pick it up, but I'm going to take 2 from this thing and I'm at 5. That was a nasty find last turn. Hibernation Sliver's back. And a land. Okay. All right. There's Ponder. I kind of want to... I want Uro. I'm going to Ponder first, see if I could just find one. All right, found Uro. Good news. Not shuffle the library. Here comes Dat Boy. I basically have 1 turn to control my graveyard before I have the 6/6 creature around. Now Tamiyo's basically a blue card for Force of Will. If necessary, Uro's more important than Tamiyo. This game goes another turn. Ooh, they failed to find off Verdant Catacombs. That's interesting. Yeah, so Buried Alive for Hibernation Sliver and Unearthed Sliver is a combo. Just puts a bunch of cards indirectly into your hand. Right, what's the hit? Oh, Grist. No, sorry, Tamiyo. Uro, you're up, brother. Drawing Brainstorm. Then I get a card off Uro. Here comes Uro. I'm not going to put a land into play if I draw one. It's better off with Brainstorm. Ooh, that land is... Never mind. That land in particular is really good. I don't know what removal they have in their deck, but I'm just going to make sure I don't lose to it. As long as Uro is present in my hand or top of my deck or graveyard or whatever, I'm feeling okay. Chalice on 1. Might as well. Brainstorm now. Tricks and Endurance. Hell yeah. I'll take all of that. Endurance helps with the graveyard plan if they find that escape sliver. I want to make sure that it doesn't kill me immediately. I don't need the land that's on top of my deck, so I'm going to fetch. I get another Underground Sea. And attack with Uro. And they can block bounce, and I'm basically attacking for 2 every turn instead of 6. I'm going to sit on that land. I have lots of answers to Chalice, and Brainstorms are in my deck somewhere. And they're doing the block bounce thing. I honestly feel really good about this game right now. Oh yeah. I can't get to 4 green even with the land, so I'm just going to continue to sandbag it. And next turn, I'll be attacking for 5 instead of 2. So speed up quick. Wasteland, yeah, I don't care about that. Endurance, let's speed this up. Don't have all day here. I am going to hit them. They do use their graveyard. They use it to the point of including Buried Alive in their deck. Like, it's not even incidental. Like, I have this one cool sliver. It's like a whole ass plan. Wasting my Caracas, yeah, sure. Nothing I'm going to do about that. Back with all my creatures. I'll put in a Polluted Delta just to make sure that they can't like waste me off double green. Polluted Delta can get by you. I think my Savannah's already gone. Yeah, I spent that on the Raven's Crime earlier. The opponent is very much in farting around mode. I would be impressed if they can actually still win this game. And here's Narset. Let's keep it coming, keep it flowing. We'll ponder. Can't cast that because of Chalice, but it's all good. It's a card in my hand. Someday that will mean something. Hibernation Sliver's back. And Buried Alive. Hell yeah. The second Endurance, just ready to party. This shows me the... I think it's going to be Mana Weft, Unearth Sliver, and I guess the third one would normally be Hibernation, but they already have it. Oh, Sliver Legion. Shadow Sliver, Dregscape Sliver. Oh, okay, that's a self-contained combo. That's cool. I get it. I get it. Pretty sweet. Because the Dregscape Sliver, it gives them all Unearth 2. It's not like Unearth equal to your mana cost or anything. Just 2. Straight up 2. Okay, time to attack. You're taking 7 from this attack. Not putting a land in. If I activated Narset pre-combat, I might have been able to find like Witherbloom Command or something that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, you're taking 9, not 7. Like Witherbloom Command wins the game here. Counterspell, yeah, okay, here we go. Witherbloom Command. Target player loses 2 life and destroy target permanent. Black, green. Destroy your Chalice and your life. That was a nice grindy control game. The difference being Baleful Strix. Okay, so they got ley lines. Does that change anything about what I want to do? I don't think so, because I have Teferi and Prismatic Endings that can answer ley line. Pernicious Deed if the game goes long enough. Yeah, that's all good to me. Surgical Extraction, now that I know how hard they're in on their graveyard, that might be something I want. Like, just losing to a mid-game Buried Alive is kind of rough. Uro's so important. Big Engineer's fine. Loam's good. Force of Will's good if they don't have Cavern, but I'm gonna shave a Force for a Surgical. Feels weird to have Surgical against a attacking creature deck, but they're a Buried Alive deck also, just creature combo graveyard deck. I don't know. I'm gonna respect it. Oh, they also had Chalice. Maybe I did want Force of Vigor. It's fine. I got outs. There's Uro. That is among the most important cards I'm keeping. See if they have the ley line. Okay, they mulled to 5 to find a ley line, so they have a 4-card hand over there. Let's hope Wasteland can just end it. I am going for the cheese Wasteland here. You better believe it. You want to mull to 4 to find your graveyard hate? I'll show you the other half of the deck. Arrakis. Okay. I'm going to ponder. Baleful Strix and Pernicious Deed. Just all the best cards in my deck. Put them in my hand, please. Depending on what these last 4 cards in their hand are, there could be a snowball here, but I'm really well set up to not get snowballed. We'll see what happens. Crystal Sliver. And we got a Baleful Strix here, which curves into Endurance, which curves into Pernicious Deed, eventually. 2 or 3 turns from now. Predatory Sliver. Still smaller than Death Touch. Still smaller than Endurance, too. There's Ending. That can hit the ley line next turn. I'm just going to hold up Endurance this turn. If they have like Harmonic Sliver, then think they can attack. I want to show them what's what. Okay. Still smaller than Endurance. Still don't want to attack. Fair enough. You don't have to. I'll just keep drawing cards. Brainstorm. Bad with Uro. If the thing I said just didn't make any sense, I drew Brainstorm, and then I looked at Uro, and I thought that's not good with Leyline, and I said Brainstorm is bad with Uro. It's just falling out of my face here. I think I'm going to take a turn to remove the Leyline, or I could take a turn to just play Pernicious Deed. Now I'm going to remove Leyline here. Underground Sea and Tropical Island. Get the whole spread. They have 1 card left in their hand over there, and they have Caracas in play anyway, so Uro. Good for a lot of life and damage here. Black, blue, green. There we go, the full spread. Mulled to 5 to find that thing. Baleful Strix has kept me from taking any damage this game except my fetch lands. If they can blast through right here, like I'm worried about like Harmonic Sliver or some sort of First Strike Sliver. Right, flying doesn't help you. Strix has that covered too. All right, land FT dubs. Oh yeah, black, green, colorless. Guess what I can do for 2 mana? Guess I should probably fetch. I should have fetched before I did this, actually. To get Savannah. The whole spread. I should have fetched before I played Pernicious Deed, just in case they had, like, Disenchant or something that could destroy it while I only had 1 mana. Now they get to throw all their creatures at me and lose them. I'm going to block Crystalline Sliver, just in case they have a Stifle or something. Or like a all my creatures get indestructible card. Really hope they don't have that. Okay. 4 things just went to the graveyard. Got a 4 for 1 against an opponent who mulled to 5. Please, deck. Don't fail me now. Wrist. Okay. That is one of the better cards to follow up with. Swords to Plowshares. I'm going to start with a Ponder here. I'd like to answer Grist if I can. This land. Do I want this land? Do I want any of these cards? No, I'm going to shuffle this. Ended up with a land anyway. I can pressure Grist with Endurance starting next turn. I could Narset now. Not sure if that's even good. I'm doing it. And Narset can dig for the Prismatic Ending to clear the Grist, which I like a lot. Surgical Extraction, Dress Down, Swords of Pleasure, just the full smorgasbord here. I think I actually just want the Ponder, though. I'm going to take Ponder, play a land, and I guess I cast Ponder. Yeah, I am going to do that. Oh, I can fetch. So, yeah, I can just get Mystic Sanctuary, which gets back the Prismatic Ending. All right, yeah, just put that on top of the deck. I'm ready. Wish I had saved that to surprise my opponent with, but not that smart. Opponent's going face with this insect token, not bothering to mess with Narset. They do have a silent clearing in play that they have to be careful with their timing on due to Narset. Oh yeah, they minused Grist, which means I can plow the insect in response, and then they have no tokens, no creatures to sacrifice to kill Narset with. Hell yeah. That's how we do it. Oh no! We're about to see a shame concession. Guaranteed. Oh, no. They still believe. Okay. That was a rough silent clearing, though. Okay, Narset, show me the goods. Prismatic Ending, Brainstorm. I'll take another Prismatic Ending. Into this Grist. White. Black. Leaving up Endurance, which can block this flying creature and mess up their graveyard. I'm not convinced that Narset being in play is actually important against this deck, but I just went under 5 minutes on my clock. Do need to start attacking somehow, and Endurance fits that bill. They can't cast Buried Alive with the mana they have anyway. Uro, green, blue, colorless. I'm gonna need a Wasteland for the Caracas before I can do anything with this Uro. But we are here. There is a Wasteland left in my deck. I used one early on, but I played two. There's a Tundra. I'll put that in. Ponder. Looking for Wasteland. Rest down Brainstorm. All right. I'll take my time. Attack. If I can draw cards and cast removal spells, I'll win this game eventually. 4.5 minutes is plenty of time. Don't need to panic. If I panic and play bad, that's where things fall apart. Harmonic Sliver. Yeah, there's that. I told you it was in there. You didn't believe me. Here comes a Brainstorm. If I can find Wasteland, then we're in business. Okay. Don't need this Uro. Don't need this. Dress Down's pretty special. I'm going to get rid of Prismatic Ending. Then fetch. And cast another Brainstorm. I'm just trying to go fast here. Find a win condition. Witherbloom Command is pretty cool. Light from the Loams, whatever. Put back the Plow. Witherbloom Command. Target player mills 3. I'm going to target myself, digging for that Wasteland. Green. Black. Killed your Sliver. Got Polluted Delta. And get in there. That turn cycle did take a full minute to execute. And now Light from the Loams in my graveyard, that sucks. That card takes so much time to click through on Magic Online. But I guess I am dredging Loam because like Wasteland is the only card that is holding me back right now from winning the game. So I am going to dredge Loam. Dredge Loam, did not hit the Wasteland. Brainstorm. There's the Wasteland. Those two back. Waste the Caracas. Now we're going fast. Float your white. Go into combat. Back. 3 minutes. Plenty of time. Don't panic. Don't panic. Green, green, blue, blue. 1, 3, 4, 5. I don't think it matters that much what I pick here. If this were real life, I would have loamed first, but I am playing fast to get the game over. Like if I loam first, I can Wasteland the Cavern and then they're never doing anything. They may never do anything anyway. Just gonna attack. Put in Tropical Island. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass the turn. They're dead to both my creatures. I guess if I Wasteland, how long could it take? Yeah. All right. Good enough. I would have liked to Wasteland that Cavern. I was just being careful with the clock, but I was pretty sure that they weren't getting through this wall of creatures anyway. That was a cool build of Slivers. All right. 2 and 3 with Dark Bant. Really rough run of it. The deck just... It is a grind machine when other decks are not grind machines. This deck has the tools to beat Doomsday, but Doomsday's better at having their plan come together quicker. Like you really need to cobble together 2, ideally 3 things before Doomsday just goes for it. And the build of Doomsday we played against had not only all their dark rituals, but also Cabal Ritual. Like they were really determined to go fast. They had Personal Tutor. It was a really quick build of it. Like not messing around with Baleful Strixes or Murktide Regents or anything. Just they were all the way in. The grindy, like Bullwinkle Is It deck actually just outground us. We're supposed to be the grindy deck, and that deck was better at grinding, which is definitely a problem. If a 2-color deck is drawing cards with the same power level that we are, that deck is probably just better. And it hurts me to say that because you all know I love Bant and Dark Bant specifically, but I cannot recommend this deck for a tournament right now. I think the meta is pretty hostile. And also just the time constraints on this deck. Like you're going to go to time every round in paper, and on Moto you're going to time out against shit like Slivers even when you're miles ahead. Like your clock's just always a problem. Hurts me to say it, but I don't recommend this deck. Maybe it'll come back one day, or maybe you can iterate some version of it that lines up better against the format at large. But right now, you're working really hard when you don't really have to if you just pick a different deck. That's how I feel about this deck right now. Sorry, beloved Bant army out there. But you know it's true. I wouldn't steer you wrong. I'll be honest, even when it is bad news. But this was a sweet league. We got to showcase against a bunch of different decks. We got to show like the creature side, the Uro side. Tamiyo unfortunately never did anything. Nissa unfortunately never did anything. Those were the cards I was really excited to play, but I guess that's a sign of the times that technology that was cutting edge 3 weeks ago is now just largely irrelevant. Tough beats on that one. Witherbloom Command. Still love casting that card, though. That one did show up strong. And I still love Dress Down. Witherbloom Command, Dress Down, and Baleful Strix are like 3 of my favorite cards, and they're all in this deck. It's a good time. But unfortunately, I probably won't see them together for a while. The meta game is moving on without us, and I'm not going to be caught in the dust forcing my deck down everyone's throat when it's not good. Hunter, thank you for asking me to play this. Pokemoki, thanks for the list. Everyone else, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the Patreon. All that stuff is in the links in the video description below, and I will see you next time.